It may only be one frame, but it's something you'd like to have.
These players will probably have about 2.5 hours to relax before the final session, which commences at 7 o'clock this year. Already slightly awkward frame with 2 reds up the other end of the table.
Does this red pass the yellow? That's why he played it. Where's the cue ball going?
Foul. John Higgins, 4.
Wasn't a bad choice of shot, because he played it as a safety shot, and he was on the black had he have potted the red, but unfortunate for the white to drop in. So we know how good John is in close. Let's see if he can knock a long one in here.
One.
And if that red at the back of the bounce goes, as John receives a terrific round of applause for that long pot, and it does, as you can see. Left himself low on this, so he'll be opening the reds. There's the opening red there,
8.
cued beautifully. And as long as he keeps the white away from the cushion when he opens these reds, he's okay. Now, is he going to snooker himself on the pink?
9.
He's not. It's all running beautifully for John Higgins at the moment. He's cueing well. He's getting the little nudges that you need, and now he's got a great chance in this last frame.
Well, pink comfortably
15.
goes on its spot, but with the black available into both corners, John won't be too bothered about the availability of the pink for the time being. Well, the fact he's giving this a little bit of thought means he's not absolutely perfect. He's got a choice of reds to the left corner. Which one will give him the best positional side of the shot?
Well,
I wouldn't say he's inch perfect on this black.
Yeah, there was a lot of cue there between the cue ball and his bridge hand with the extension on, and this is a delicate little cutback. No.
John Higgins, 16.
He went full-blooded for position there, even though it was a thinnish contact that he needed. Played for that red right next to the rest. So a chance for Judd. It's been a while since he's had a good chance.
1. Yeah.
In fact, it was 17 minutes, 15 minutes since his last pot.
Yes, but he'll know the importance now of this frame. He's shown a tremendous temperament so far, all throughout this World Championship. Just needs to produce here now, because he's seen his 3-frame lead disappear. Oh, well, he thought he was going to kiss one of those reds, and in all honesty, so did I. If he had it done, he'd have been on this red closest to the right corner. He's gone right through what didn't look to be a gap. Now, is there anything possible? Maybe the one on the right will just pass the one closest to this right corner, but you've got to strike this perfect. Big shot, this.
Just played to nudge the red, full ball, and he was perfect. Missed the cannon. No.
Trump, 8.
It would only just go that red, but he was frightened of hitting the other red with it.
Well, can John Higgins get through to the red that's closest to the corner? Maybe just. He could, and he was able to force it round off 2 cushions. Excellent positional shot.
Yeah, I think young Judd Trump must be in slight shock at the moment, because it's not that long ago since he had a chance to pot a blue to open up a 4-frame advantage, and he's seen that advantage disappear, and there's bound to be quite a bit of pressure on him, and John Higgins has looked very strong in the last few frames.
9.
But what an evening snooker we're in for. It's going to be a fascinating last session.
$16.
Well, look at the points. There's 1 point separating them.
70.
6,133 points each. That is amazing.
Okay. $24.
He's just got to sit there and hope that something goes wrong from John Higgins's point of view, but he's looking rock solid at the moment.
25.
Just a little bit low on this red, but
32.
he didn't want to be snookering himself on it. Once you start potting balls and running into others, you're never guaranteed to have perfect position on the colour. Needs to judge this nicely. He's on the black.
33.
He's got a little bit of work to do with the cue ball to get nicely on the next red, and if he does, the frame's at his mercy.
This is the sort of snooker he produced in the final of the UK Championship against Mark Williams. That's okay. He was 9-5 down in that UK final and
40.
played 5 tremendous frames to win it on the decider.
Just closed, yeah. Yeah.
52 points to lead. The blue,
41.
one more red and a colour. And you feel sure he'll take a 1-frame lead into the final session this evening. Best of 35, first to 18, remember. So there's going to be lots of twists and turns before we know who's going to be crowned world champion this year.
46.
This red to go 59 ahead with just 51 remaining. Sorry.
47.
So he's actually on the ground. There's still 59 remaining. But they won't be now.
$51. $52.
Tried to develop the red there.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter now. Judd Trump won't be coming back to the table. We had the mid-session interval and he had a 3-frame advantage, and he's lost all 4 of this mini-session.
57.
So it's not there, but Judd Trump will shake John Higgins' hand and say, I'll see you at 7 o'clock. And John Higgins and all the family are very pleased. He's won 4 in a row. And he'll go into this evening session with a 1-frame lead at 13-12.
Yes, Pearce and Oliver getting very excited there in the players' lounge, along with Mum and Gran and the rest of the clan there. That's 4 frames in a row, and if we didn't know already, John Higgins is back. In fact, he never really went away, Steve.
Well, he was close to going away. Judd Trump had a chance on that blue down the rail, going back all those frames ago. It seems a long time ago now, all of a sudden, from Judd Trump's perspective. But it's a game of what-ifs and buts, but Judd's momentum completely halted after that frame, and John Higgins just knows when to pounce.
And, Ken, we were talking, watching that, there was a perception perhaps with Judd that the world's turning against him. There's 1 or 2 things just beginning to turn.
Yeah, he's been a little bit unfortunate. It's not like things have turned against him. When he split the pack and the red came and covered the black, he could have won that frame, eventually lost it. Didn't get on the blue that right, but he's pushed the boat out a little bit. He's starting to feel the tension. We're waiting for the John Higgins charge. It's come, and now let's see how he's going to react. I think, you know, this session has ended at probably a good time for Judd Trump, because he's got time to go back to his hotel, regroup, and then come out for the last session, and it's probably coming at the right time for him.
And just tell us what changes again. We go up another gear as we go into this final session, Steve. How different does it now feel when you're out there?
Well, obviously the intensity rises as we get closer and closer. We are no closer really to knowing who's going to cope with it the best of all. But what you do know is that if you're in the frying pan and John Higgins is controlling the heat, he can turn it up a bit. So we expect John Higgins to keep on applying the pressure now, but we just don't know what Judd Trump's capable of. So it's still a fascinating encounter.
It is. We have had an inkling of what he's capable of. When the pressure was at its most intense in the semi-final against Ding Junhui, the 2 of them really turned on the style at that point, didn't they?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, it's in the tank. It's definitely there. I don't think he's going to fold. I've no doubt that he's going to come out and just play his normal game. I don't think he's going to collapse. I think John Higgins has upped his game, and he's playing a lot better. But this match, there's a long way to go in this match, and it's going to to and fro before it reaches its climax. But Judd Trump is still well in. He's only a frame behind. He's still well in it, and anything can happen.
Experience or youthful enthusiasm, which do you think might win the day?
Well, I think the crowd all of a sudden went a bit flat in the room. I think they think that perhaps John Higgins may be getting closer, but we still don't know. We haven't got a clue.
OK, well, all we can